Yo, what's up everyone? Back for another video of everyone's favorite Dragon Ball game. Or is it? So apparently Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has seen some pretty low numbers recently, and a lot of people have been taking this as the game is falling off, like it's just not hitting the same as everyone thought it would. So let's dive into that. Let's just see how Sparking Zero is doing a month after its release. So looking at overall just the numbers that we're seeing, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has hit a new low right now on Steam. Now this is talking about Steam. This is not talking about anything else. We don't know what the numbers are on PlayStation. We don't know what the numbers are on Xbox. But Sparking Zero has lost 89% of its peak player count on Steam in just 1 month after the game has come out, which I'll just have to say that that's not looking good. That is not great news to hear, just outright. Which it was just very unfortunate. And I think we'll get into this. Like we'll get into my predictions as to why that is, like why the game would not be getting the numbers we would kind of expect. But this is still not a whole. Like so, if you guys do hear this, I don't want you to take it as in the game is just completely flopping. Like a lot of people have said, this is not an overall player count. Like I said, this is just on Steam. But seeing that is still kind of surprising. Where at the very beginning, or apparently at its peak, Sparking Zero was at 122,000 players on Steam, and I guess they lost 89% of that. So I think the hype was definitely there for Sparking Zero, but now that the game has come out, it's kind of, I think it's just settle down a little bit. Like once you get a big explosion like a game like this, it's kind of common for things to kind of settle after everyone has kind of done all the main things on the game, unlocked all the characters, done the episode battles, done the what ifs, because after that, what else is there besides ranked? And I think a lot of people, especially now, if you think about it, I feel like the main generation that kind of grew up with the Tenkaichi games, like we're getting older, like 25 is right around the corner for me. I'm not there yet, but 25 is right around the corner. And I think a lot of us, especially if you were more of a 90s kid, I was a early 2000, like literally the year 2000, but if you're born in the 90s, like you're 30. I'm sorry to tell you, most of you are 30 or at least hitting 30 at this point. So I just think a lot of people that were hyped for the game on its initial release now are just witnessing that they have other things to do. Like not everyone has the time to sit in the lab and just get cracked at the game, and I've seen, like, not just with Sparking Zero, but also Black Ops 6 too. Like I've heard a lot of people saying that it's gone full cycle, where now it's like you got all these kids who are just cracked at the game, and everyone else is kind of like omnidirectional movement. What's that? So I just think that is a big part of it here. And so going off of that, though, I did want to show you guys this as well. So although the numbers have been dropping off, Sparking Zero still, I believe to this day, it has done the best like after 24 hours of selling. So its count is 3 million units sold within 24 hours of its launch, which compared to some of the other recent Dragon Ball games that have come out, Fighter Z, Xenoverse 2, and Kakarot, Sparking Zero's hit the highest in its first week. First 24 hours. You got to remember that. So 3 million units, 24 hours. All these other games, 2 million copies shipped in its first week. 1.5 million copies sold in its first week. So to this day, Sparking Zero still outsold every single other major recent Dragon Ball game that has come out. So Bandai is still walking away with a big check. So trust and believe that with not only the DLC from Sparking Zero, but anything else that they decide to do, they're going to be living it up. Sparking Zero is not going anywhere. So anybody who wants to say the game fell off and that it's not doing anything, like, trust and believe the game is still going to be there. So it's not going anywhere. But yeah, so in the future, I mean, we already have DLCs coming out, like all the Daima stuff, which personally I gotta be honest, I'm not really that excited about it. I could care less about the Daima DLC and Sparking Zero. But once they get to the Dragon Ball superhero stuff, like getting, Beast Gohan and, Cell Max, all of that, then I think we'll be in pretty good shape at that point. But I just think for right now, people are just, people are living their lives. They got other things to do besides just playing the game. But that doesn't mean it's going anywhere. I still strongly believe that Sparking Zero is gonna be the biggest, if not one of the biggest fighting games out there, at least Dragon Ball wise, And that brings me to my next point as to why potentially the numbers aren't there. Is that a lot of fighting game enthusiasts, when it comes to some of these anime games, and why I think Fighter Z, as an example, did so well is just because Fighter Z conceptually, gameplay wise, is very much a fighting game, like a serious fighting game. And nothing against Sparking Zero, but I think instead of making it more of a competitive fighting game, Sparking Zero is more pandering towards like allowing players to feel like they're Dragon Ball characters, like big explosions, like flashy animations and ultimates, and like all these cool looking transformations and stuff, and like all the vanishing and stuff you can do. Now, as a developer and stuff, like fighting game wise, that's not, like having certain characters be inherently stronger just because they're stronger in the show, and like the balancing, that is one of the biggest critiques of Sparking Zero, is that the balancing is all over the place. And that anybody who was playing Sparking Zero when it first came out, and I'm sure it's still the case to this day, I haven't touched rank in about like a week or so, but when you first hop on the game, nothing but fusions. Everybody running Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, everybody running fucking Vegito, like everybody is running all these fusion characters, all these busted characters. It makes it not fun. If like a UI Goku, like every time you get on the game, that's what someone's running in ranked. And it's like, if you look, and I'll show this too, but if you look at the leaderboard on ranked, nothing but fusion characters, at least at the very start of the game. Alright, quick edit for you guys. I did want to correct myself before. Now, to be fair, at the very beginning, there was nothing but Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Now, anybody who played Sparking Zero in that first week, when it dropped, it was nothing but the fusion characters. But I am happy to say that now, finally, after the game has been out for about, well, I know this isn't exactly helping my case here, but this was me looking at Gogeta himself, right? But if I were to actually go to the overall ranking of the game, just see like who's in the top 100 just overall, this is more what you would see. So to be fair, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is still up there. He is still number 1, as you can see on the list. But luckily, I mean, there are a lot of other characters in there. Like this is fine. Like I don't care about this, because you get a mix. You get base Goku in there. Like, yes, you still have like, okay, Rose Goku I think is valid. I mean, he's strong, but he's not a fusion, you have other characters like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, whatever, but you do have other characters like, God Vegeta, looks like Kale, or Khalifa over there, or Kefla, one of the three looks like her over there. So we are seeing a mix now, which is good. And looking now, there is a variety of characters, which I was waiting to see. But at the very beginning, it was nothing but Gogeta. I just wanted to clarify on that now it has gotten better, luckily. At this point, like fall is really kind of like a heavy hitting season when it comes to video game releases. So not only with Sparking Zero, you have Black Ops 6, like I mentioned, that's getting a lot of attention. You got the Death Note game that now is getting a lot of people's attention, which I will be playing. That will be a video on the channel very soon too. Alright guys, having audio issues, so I'm just going to keep it brief here about my predictions. I feel like as long as Bandai keeps up with the lifetime support in the DLC of the game, I think we'll be in good standing. Like, I think overall, as long as the game is making good money, which obviously, like I showed, it is, they're willing to put in that time to keep up the lifetime support of the game. Like, they've done it with Kakarot, they've done it with Xenoverse 2. Like, they're able to extend these games and actually give the players what they want. Luckily, Dragon Ball fans are very vocal, so as long as we keep that up, I think that they would be willing to actually give us some of the things that we're looking for. Crossplay, as an example, is something that everybody's been looking for. I have friends on Steam and Xbox. I'm on PlayStation, and now it's like there's 2/3 of the community that I can't interact with right now unless I were to go buy another copy, which I just think at this day and age, 2024, is kind of unacceptable. So as long as they consider that as a real need, I feel like, then I think that would just cause the community to grow exponentially if you actually can have everybody across all the platforms actually interacting in like a fun environment. So if they stick to that, stick with the lifetime support, I think we'll be in good shape. If they don't, then we run the risk of some games like I could bring the One Punch Man game, I could bring up Jump Force, where they just gave no support whatsoever. So as long as we don't do that, I think we'll be in good shape. So the game's not dead. I think it'll do just fine in the future, and you'll see me on some tournaments in the future. So if you guys like the video, please give a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.